Alright, so with Chapter 7, number 62, we found all sorts of work situations, work done by the cable, work done by gravity, the total work. We are next asked to find the final velocity of the object, assuming that the initial velocity is meters per second. It actually says, assuming the initial velocity is 0 meters per second. What is the final velocity? So we can do that down here. By looking at the net work done, which will give us the change in the kinetic energy. Putting that is K final, the final kinetic energy minus the initial kinetic energy. Okay. Now in this case, the initial kinetic energy is 1/2 m and the velocity squared. Now the initial velocity is 0. So this whole thing goes to 0. Initial kinetic is not moving. What we end up with is that the net work will equal 1/2 m mass times the final velocity squared. Now when we solve for the final velocity, we move the 2 over times the net work, divide everything by the mass, take the square root, and that will give us the final velocity. Okay, so plug in the numbers, and we found the net work before. However, keep in mind that we don't want to use the final answer we got, the significant figures. We want to use the answer that was more specific. So here we use the significant figures. We don't want to use that. We want to use this, 8959.65. So 8, well, that's quite an 8. 8, 9, 5, 9, point 65 joules. Alright, and the mass was 265 kilograms. That gave that to us. We take the square root of the whole thing, and that comes out. That will give us the final velocity. What that comes out to is, let's use a new line for this, 8.223138 0.7 meters per second. And keeping in mind figures, which is 3, there are 3 significant figures. It's 8.22 meters per second. And that is the final velocity of the object. Good job.